Hello, my friends. This is From the Heart, take 9. And in this chat, I'm going to talk about the actual physical act of hiding, of running away from myself. You know, in so many instances and experiences and situations, being afraid of the environment that I was in because it was very loud and chaotic, and how it made me feel inside, I would physically hide under a bed and in a closet. And I did these things more for a longer period of time than just when I was a small child. I did that into adulthood in different places that I've lived. I always made sure that there was a spot in the closet that I could go into. And in those moments, I would do the best I could to slow down, to try to listen, to hear. I was searching in those moments for salvation. You know, 2 things that I've really done into such a level and an extent that I am so grateful for, that have really helped me to tune into myself, to feel passion, to feel my fire. You know, I have a lot of energy in this small little body that I inhabit. And it was overwhelming, you know, living within the paradox of, my gosh, you're too much. That was the message I very much received. And then feeling like I'm not enough. But those 2 things are dancing and writing. And those have been my salvations. Moving my body, feeling rhythm. I mean, that's how the universe speaks to us, in sound and in movement. And in the lowest parts of my life, I've always had music to rely on. And there's no coincidence in the fact that now today I am a sound healer, using my body as like a tuning fork. Toning and chanting and channeling light language is what makes sense to me. And writing is something that I've always relied on. I've had a journal. I've written short stories, and I've mostly written a lot of poetry. I've self-published 6 books. I have 6 other complete manuscripts working on my 7th. So there's a lot of messages that I have written and shared, and that will be shared. And I've come to understand that these messages are very healing for me, and in sharing them, healing with others. And so that is another aspect of the sessions that I hold with clients. When I first started to construct the ways that I would tap into spirit, poetry is one of them. And so to begin my sessions, it begins with some things that I've written. And that is how I attune to the energy field of the person I'm working with. You know, we call in the guides. I begin toning and chanting and moving energy. And so instead of hiding and running from myself, I now sit with myself. I listen. I write. Or I put on some music and I just dance. And I've just learned to get it out. Moving is so important. I have brought myself through 3 triathlons, training myself. I love to challenge myself, push myself through perceived walls, through my edges. It has been very exhilarating for me. And those were things I felt like I had to prove to myself for my own strength. This is the intention behind From the Heart, is for me to hold space for your heart, for your experiences, for what you have gone through. If you have run from yourself, if you have been confused, if you have been scared, if you have found yourself in situations that you felt were not correct and you stayed, you abandoned yourself, you lost respect for yourself, I see you. I know what that is. and I know the way back. That is one of the most beautiful. I am never not in awe of watching somebody else remember and recognize their own light from somebody that was lost in the depths of darkness and shadows. I can tell you that that is where your medicine lies. That is your magic, to recognize these things and to love yourself into the light. And I am here to walk alongside of you. I have many tips and tools. If you are ready for transformation, you belong in From the Heart. I'm going to be hosting weekly Zoom chats where we just share about where we've been. And it's freeing to talk and speak your truth and to recognize it and to learn the tips and tools and techniques to move on. There is so much more for you. And I will be sealing every chat with a channeled light language to clear energy. And so I look forward to what we can create together in community, in a heart-centered space, in presence. Self-love is what has healed me. Acceptance of myself is what has healed me. Living an authentic life, taking off the mask, understanding my own gifts. I would love to share this with you. From my heart to yours, namaste.